How's it going, Charles?
I'm about to start the class in like 3 minutes.
Oh, so you just came from the tutoring center, right?
They moved it over here.
Oh, okay. I got the same shoe. Well, I thought you had to walk in the rain now.
Fortunately, I did not.
Say fortune. Oh, you weren't walking the rain?
No, I said fortunately I did not have to.
Oh, okay. I gotta say you weren't walking the rain.
No. But yeah, I'm trying to send this out to the students. They said
if you getting ready to go to class,
I'm doing.
I might just sit out here because you're actually teaching your other class.
Trying to.
You are the hardest working man in mathematics. I know you don't like to hear that part. You want to be the smartest working man in mathematics.
Let's do the GMC.
That GMC worked the heck out of you, wasn't it?
Yeah, they were.
They don't want you to do it because my math lab was big. Look, I get it each time you be asking. I said, how much are they gonna get? They're gonna break. I think the way you can probably sneak it in is when we do our division meeting, and I think because there is some sentiment they want all of us to be to have the same book. I think at some point, it don't matter to me if we have the same book or not. Because in my opinion, book don't matter that much. Hell, you be like, oh yeah, I don't even need no physical book. But for students, I don't know if it matters that much. Hell, if we can even do my math lab, like you were saying, hell, the book is right there. Wouldn't that be cheap? Now, do you know the price differential on those?
I hadn't had a chance to look it up.
See, we bring that up in the division meeting, because I think that's coming up at some point. I think all the old heads are gone who will be fighting about, well, we don't like that book. We don't like this.
Yeah.
The book itself is not that important. I mean, the only thing you have to do is deliver the material the way you would normally deliver it. The book, I mean, students don't even read the book most of the time. So it's not like, now if you can get a book that's easy for them to read, then now I consider that being the objective here. With you, we don't need necessarily a book to read. Or maybe when we first start, maybe we do.
This one, right? 628? 628. Join the session.
Oh, so what type of class, sir?
Right now.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
So
I don't get any downtime, so like it's kind of, I'm like rushing from one to, so they already in here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I do like this.
Well, I think you like that though.
Sure. No, I don't. I like to take my time, but I don't have any control over that. Hello, can you all hear me? All right. So I'm going to send you, hopefully you should be able to see me and hear me. I'm going to send you this link, and you want to use that to go ahead and log into our Zoom session. And it should be going. Start the video. You have to give me a few more minutes to get set up because I'm just coming from class. So we want to hop over, you want to hop over to Zoom using that link there. And I'll probably go ahead and email it to you all as well. The students coming in. Let's go to announcements. I'm gonna say new topic. I'm gonna say Zoom link. Zoom link. Paste. Advance. No editing delay. Post of see the waiting room, admit all. Okay, so if you're just joining the collaborate session, you wanna, so I just emailed out the Zoom link, right? It's also here in the chat. So I just went on and reposted the Zoom link, but you want, that's where I'm gonna go to class. You wanna give me a few minutes to kind of get everything set up. because I'm just coming. So as you come in, okay. So yeah, just give me a few minutes to get set up here. It won't take me long. All right. This, and I'm just gonna. I'll check that later. Okay, so I have at least 3 in my Zoom session right now. Okay. So I do like to kind of go ahead and get started. I'm gonna have to check that later. So if you're just coming in, you can check your email. I just posted an announcement with the updated Zoom link, and I'll go ahead and post it again here in the chat. So if you are in Collaborate, you want to just hop over to Zoom. I have at least 3 students in Zoom right now. Okay. Order point of order, whatever the proper term is. Everyone, we have to have our video on. I have to be able to see your face to get credit. Okay, so we do have to turn our videos on. Okay. Yeah, so the Zoom link just came through. And let's go like this. Gallery view is fine. So I'll give people a few more minutes to kind of get in. Okay. So we're not wasting, but what time? Let me see. This runs from, I think it's 2 to 3:30. Okay, so since we don't have a lot of time, I'll just try to keep redirecting everybody. So if you're just joining the Collaborate, check your email. I'm going ahead and post it in the chat. How to access the Zoom session. So I just posted an updated link. You can check your email. Okay, giving people a chance to get into our Zoom session. So it should be the same Zoom link every time. And I have to see everyone's face. Okay, so you have to enable your video. So, get yourself together, do what you got to do, but we do have to have our video going. Okay. All right. So, and I'm going to go ahead and mute all. Download Zoom. If you're not able to get on the Zoom, you can actually still listen in on Collaborate, but I'm going to be doing all my operations from Zoom. Okay, so again, if you're on the Zoom, you have to have your video on. That's for credits. I have to be able to see your face. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and get started. I am Mr. Pfeiffer. This is College Algebra. Let me see a thumbs up if you can hear me okay. You can see me okay. I see thumbs up. Okay. Miss Anna and Miss Jasmine, yes, thumbs up. Miss Jasmine, I see the thumbs up. I need another thumbs up. Miss Jasmine. Okay, there you are. Okay. Okay. So this is College Algebra. Let's start here. So I know you can't see my screen just yet. So I think I sent out a welcome email. Where I asked, just kind of, you wanted to be ready. We're going to do some brief introductions. And so in these introductions, I ask that you state your name, your major, your dream career, and share 2 truths and a lie about yourself. Okay. So before I pick on someone, let me actually do this here. I get a volunteer to do that. Okay. So again, just introduce yourself with your name, your major, your dream career, and 2 truths and a lie. Matter of fact, I'll go first. Okay. Let me think about it. Give me just a moment. Okay. So my name is Professor Pfeiffer. I have a master's in applied mathematics from in applied mathematics from Florida Institute of Technology. The two truths and a lie about me. Let's see. I've been to Dubai. I've ran a marathon, and I own a Chihuahua. Can somebody guess the lie? You're gonna have to unmute yourself.
You own a Chihuahua?
You ran a marathon.
Oh, I got better this time. Both of those are actually true. I have not been to Dubai. Okay. All right. So just really briefly, let's have each person again just do a brief introduction of yourself. We need your name, your major, your dream career, and two truths and a lie, and see if we can guess what the lie is. And this is going to be for attendance credit for today. Am I going to have to pick on people? I might have to pick on some people.
I'll go. Wait, what?
Who's on the line?
China.
Who said that?
China.
You have to wave your hand because I can't hear you. Oh, okay. So yeah, just your name, your major, dream career, and two truths and a lie.
Can you hear me?
I can't. I got my volume turned up. I don't know. I had to get a little closer.
Okay. Okay. China Evans.
You said Evans.
Yes.
Okay.
I want to major in criminal psychology.
Okay.
My dream career is probably to be a criminal psychologist.
Okay.
Okay, now the two truths and one lie.
Yeah.
I'm 16. I run track, and I have a cat.
Can anybody guess what that lie is? I think I know, but I don't want to say. She said, I heard she's 16, she runs track, and she owns a cat. Anybody know? Yeah, the cat? Is the cat the lie?
Yes.
Oh, I got it. Okay, that was good. So I have Miss Evans. I think I'm gonna actually just go through my list. We got a good amount of people here. I have 20 odd people, so I'm gonna go a little bit fast. Is there a Destiny? Is it Absher? Destiny, are you here?
Yes.
Okay, I have you. Let me just do the attendance and then we'll take some time. Is there Kimberly Anderson? Miss Anderson? No? Okay. Is there a Jordan Bailey? Bailey,
I'm here.
where are you?
I'm right here.
Let's see. Do we have others? Let me repost this link. Well, this should be in the email. Is it a Tyrese Beatles? Is there a Tyrese? Okay. Jade Bender? So we do have to have our videos on. So Josh, you have to have your video on. That's how we have to do it. Let's go. Emmanuel Benson, are you here? Benson?
Here.
Where's Miss Benson?
Here.
Is it Deanna Brown? Is there Miss Brown? Caitlin Bird? Is there Bird? No. Walter Campbell? Miriam Coggins? Oh. Let me check over here. Let's just post this really quickly. Okay. All right. Let's see. Miriam Coggins. I have no. China Evans. Where are you again, Miss Evans? China? I don't know if she can hear me. I see her though. Cambria Forts.
Here.
Okay, I got you. Ayana Greathouse. Where's Miss Greathouse? Are you on, Ayana? Okay. Let's see. Sydney Harper. Is there a Sydney Harper? Jala Howard. You're Miss Howard. So if you have a friend that you know is missing the call, tell them to check their GMC email. I went on and reposted the link, updated link. And this also should be in the GroupMe chat as well. Let me repost it in the GroupMe chat again. Yeah. Okay. Let's see. So right now I have 12 or 11 showing. Okay. Is there Jala Howard? Are you here, Miss Howard? Okay. Absent. Joshua Long.
I'm right here.
Where are you?
Right here.
So I can see you.
What's up?
Which one are you?
Can you see me?
You got to wave your hand so I can see you. Okay, I see. Is it Andriana Marshall? Marshall?
Here.
Did I say that right?
No.
How do you say it?
Andriana.
Andriana. Okay.
Mhm.
Is there Aiden Rodriguez? Rodriguez, you here? Aiden? Dia Russell? Is there Miss Russell?
It's Dia.
Dia? Oh, we got more people joining. Okay. Dia. Miracle Cell.
Here.
Where?
Right here.
Did I pronounce that right?
Yeah. Cells.
Cells. Miracle?
Yes.
You like Boondocks?
Yes.
Okay. Is there a Jasmine Westry? Connecting to audio. I think that might be Jasmine Westry. I'm going to give her credit because I see. Okay, did I miss anybody in this list that didn't get a team credit? Okay, so let me go ahead and save this. Would anybody else like to do a brief introduction? Like I wanted to give people an opportunity to share. Just like so with the introductions, what we were doing, saying our name, our major, our dream career, and then we were playing a game of 2 truths and a lie. And, you know, we just don't have a lot of time.
I can go.
Okay.
Okay, my name is Miracle Cells. I want to major in sports medicine. And I'm an athlete. I'm 17. I'm pretty good at math.
Ooh, you got a serious one on the chocolate block. Anybody want to guess her lie?
Maybe the good at math part
Is that the lie? Okay.
or the athlete
No.
part.
No.
Been at 17?
Yeah, I'm not 17.
Okay. Because I was like, if it was the I'm not good at math. If that's a lie, then you are good at math. Oh, so it's true. Oh, so you did want that. That was actually pretty good math. That was a little bit of double negative going on there. Real quick. So I'm glad that you said that, though, that whole thing about not being good at math. Just by a show of hands of the people that's on this Zoom call, like raise your hand if you don't like mathematics. It's okay. It's okay. So, okay. Raise your hand if you like money, just really quickly. If you like money, like I should see all the hands, really. Like if you don't like money, you don't like breathing. I think I'm missing a face. Miss Wes. Okay. I need a face. I need to see faces. So yeah, if you like money, raise your hand. If you like music, raise your hand. Right? If you like food, if you like traveling, if you like mathematics, because it's all the same. You can't like money and not like math. If you don't like math, you don't like money. If you don't like math, you don't like music. It's all the same thing. So if you like money, if you like food, if you like traveling, if you like music, then you actually do like mathematics. It's a different presentation of the same energy, right? You can't like one without the other. It's two sides of the same coin. So you actually do like math and you actually do know mathematics. Really quickly, so like you might want to unmute yourself, but just really quickly, like, you know, if I were to say something like, what's 8 times 25? What comes to your mind? Anybody got an answer? 8 times 25 real quick? So scratch that. If you had 8 quarters, how much money is that?
200.
200. You see how quickly you did that? You didn't even have to think about it. You see? So it's a lot of stuff like that's at play, right? So just like that, how you knew how 8 quarters, 4 quarters is $1, so then 8 quarters is $2. So you knew that 8 times 25 is 200. You knew that without even thinking about it. It's all about perspective and perception, right? So my intent of our experience that we have here together is to dispel some of those negative energies, some of the myths and the stipulations and the prejudice around this, because you actually know this stuff. I'm just here to remind you of your divinity. Okay, so I want to share this screen. So let's do that. If I can get this to pull up. Let's see, here it is, share screen. I want to do this screen. Come on, share. I know some people are still trying to get in. I'm trying to monitor my collaborate so that I can redirect people there as well. I'm just going to go ahead and kind of post this link just in case somebody came in. Okay, so you should be able to see my, can you all see my screen okay? Let me see. So I can see everyone's faces, so, you know.
Excuse me. Kimberly wanted me to tell you that she can't join in. Like she's hearing everything, but something's going on with her computer and her phone, so she can't really like show her face.
So yeah, we had to get that resolved because, you know, we do have to show our face for attendance. Is she in the chat? Like, is she on the Zoom or is she on the what is it called? Collaborate.
Oh, I'll go see.
She might be in Collaborate and she might have to click on the link for Zoom. For right now, it's fine, but what's Kimberly's last name?
Anderson.
All right, I'll give her credit for today, but going forward, you know, we gotta get that up to speed because we're gonna need it. Yeah, we gotta keep our videos on, and you gotta see your face the whole time. So like Anna, and there's another one that's hidden off the screen. I gotta be able to see everybody's face the whole time. And so we're gonna treat attendance like as if we're in class, right? So what that means, let me go like this. So, you know, like if I see that you're away from your camera for like 10 or 15 minutes, something like that, I'm gonna mark you as unexcused. I mean, as absent. Let me see. So I do need some people to come back. They're still not listening. Yes, I need to see faces. Let's go, come on. Is it because I'm sharing? That might be why. Okay, so for right now, we're gonna let that be. So I still need one more person. I keep asking them. I don't know who this is. Let me see. Let me see if I go to mute. Oh, that's X. Yeah. So I need to see faces. Okay. Otherwise, I'm gonna have to mark somebody as absent. Let me go here. Where are my participants? Give me just a moment. There it is. Participants, and we had some people drop off, so I might have to remove. I'm gonna have to go back and undo some things. Yeah, you just got to be in attendance. Sorry, chat. I'm not gonna worry about that. Okay, I was trying to get back to this other thing, but I'm not gonna worry about it. Okay, so you should all be able to see So you should be able to see my screen. So this is our Moodle page. It kind of looks like this, and we'll start here. But can I get a thumbs up if you can hear me, and a second thumbs up if you can see me? Okay. I'm still missing one. Okay. So who is this? I got to see faces. Let's see. And give me just a moment. Participants. Now it's like it's not really working. Let me stop sharing, see if that fixes it. Ah, there it is. Okay, admit all. Okay. Beans. All right. And then, so Wes, I need to see your face. I'm going to mark you as absent because I keep asking you and you're not listening. So I got to change that. Give me just a moment. I don't know if somebody can get Wes's attention. I don't know who that is. Jasmine Westry. But I need to see face.
I'm right here.
Okay, I see Jasmine Westry. Who's Wes? Go to my attendance. So Jasmine Westry is here. Is there anybody that just joined that has not gotten attendance credit for today? Okay, let's see. Let's see. So who is? Yeah, we're good. So I don't. Let me see. Is there Wesley Campbell? Campbell, you here? All right. So just make sure that you got attendance credit at the end. We'll come back and check that. Again, I have to see faces. If I don't see faces, I have to mark it as absent. Okay. So I'm going to kind of let that be for right now. We'll check that later, but just be forewarned going forward. Let me get back to. It's not this course. This one, right? Okay. So let's take, let me see. So we got about an hour, which is fine. You're just doing an observation. Okay. So let's take some time to go through our page. So again, I'm Mr. Pfeiffer. Okay, so if there ever is any trouble right here where it says announcements, that's how I'm going to communicate with you. So like if we ever get knocked off or the connection isn't good, you want to be looking for a correspondence from me on our Moodle page under announcements. Basically, that's your email, right? So, you know, you just want to have that, be monitoring that during class times. So this course, it is remote, and I'm under the impression we meet Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Yeah, and we still have a collaborate session on Fridays, right? So we meet Monday, Wednesday, Friday from 2 to 3:30, pretty much at this Zoom link. I will have collaborate open, and that'll be there, but I'm going to redirect everybody to Zoom. And, you know, it'll go a lot faster, a lot smoother going forward. It's just now, you know, we're kind of getting set up. Let's, right before I open the syllabus, can somebody tell me what do they see right below the syllabus on Moodle? What kind of link, what does that link say right below the syllabus on Moodle?
You're not sharing your screen.
Oh, that's right. Okay, let me share the screen, which is here. Let's do this one. Okay. Okay. So right below the syllabus, what link do you see it says right below the syllabus?
All pre-recorded full lectures.
So what does that mean?
Everything's been recorded already.
So what does it mean?
I said everything's been recorded already.
Yeah, I actually already have a copy of sessions I've had with my students in the past. Am I gonna have to stop that again? Okay, give me just a moment. I'll be right back. And I think they'll get in. Okay. I'm getting the hang of this now. I'm starting to get into my rhythm and flow. Okay. So yeah. So that link, it says all pre-recorded full lectures. So what that is, if like we ever just run out of time during class or whatever kind of trouble we have, yes.
Do you know what Professor Piper is?
That's me. Are you trying to get in right now?
No, I just wanted to come, but I can come back later.
Yeah, I'll be free at like 3:30.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, so if we ever have like any kind of hiccup or disconnection or connection issues or this, that, or the other, all of my lectures for the entire quarter are actually already loaded on my YouTube channel. So what that means is that you want to open up my YouTube channel, shameless plug, go ahead and like, share, and subscribe to my YouTube, shameless plug, because it doesn't cost you anything, it's free. And that's how I use to deliver like my tutoring long distance. Again, I got to see everybody's face the whole time. So, you know, we gotta keep that on. But yeah, so actually the lectures for the entire quarter are loaded there. You can view them. You can actually get ahead. I went on and opened up the assignments on Pearson as well. I'll show you how to access Pearson momentarily, but you can actually get ahead on all of your assignments outside of the exams. So homework and quizzes are actually loaded. The main thing is you want to pay attention to the due dates inside of Pearson, okay? So I'll show you how to access that momentarily. Are there any questions about that before we jump into the syllabus and make our way through the syllabus? Any questions there? Okay. So let's open up the syllabus, and actually, I'm going to open it up here. This is the 2 to 3. Let's go to documents. This one. Okay. So when you open the link on Pearson, I just want to view it. I don't want to edit it. Yeah. Is it black? Come on. Oh, you're not going to. Okay, that's fine. All right, so when you open the link on Pearson, it should be this document, okay? Let's see. So we meet Monday, Wednesdays, Fridays, 2 to 3:30 via Zoom. We have the collaborate/Zoom sessions at every lecture, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. The class runs from August 3rd to September 28th, okay? This course is a symbolically intensive course, okay? So I'm under the impression that the original way we communicated as humans was symbolically. Like for instance, let me do the following. Let me show you what I mean. All right, let's open this up and let's just do like this for right now. So for instance, I'm gonna draw an image, right? I'm gonna put a symbol. This is fine. What's your favorite color? What color are you feeling right now? Somebody give me a color.
Yellow.
Okay, I'm gonna do golden or a little bit darker yellow, just so hopefully it can pop and you can see it. Now, I'm gonna draw a symbol, you tell me what it is, right? So what if I drew this symbol, right? I'm gonna go like this, see if you can figure it out. What is this symbol? Oh, I'm not doing a good job at this symbol at all. Let's do like this, let's get some more color into this symbol. Can y'all tell me what symbol this is?
Is it supposed to be like a trophy or something?
Oh, my drawing skills have gone down.
A
Oh, it's a
chicken.
duck.
Chicken,
no.
little sticky chicken toys.
Yes, I will accept all of the above, right? Obviously, this turkey or bird. So this is actually Big Bird, right?
Big Bird.
But the whole point is it's a symbol, right? Notice it's not a spoken text. It's not like a written word. I didn't write out the word big word. So what it is, it's like provided probably a better drawing or whatever. We can all speak a different language, but we know what that symbol means, right? So that's an example of like it plays on the idea of a picture's worth 1,000 words. And so what this is with math, this is a symbolic intensive course. It's going to be a lot of symbols, but what it is that we're really talking about a language. So we're going to be talking about the baseline discussion of the language of mathematics, right? So that's what we're going to be doing. So it's symbolically intensive. So the same way, again, we can all speak multiple languages, but if I drew like something like this, I really should have probably, well, let's, something kind of like that, you know, then you might think, oh, it's a bird, right? You see something like that and you think bird. So no matter what language, you can see that symbol, you'll think bird. And so that kind of infringes on this whole notion that the original way we communicated was symbolically. And, you know, so we're going to be kind of exploring what do we mean by these different symbols in mathematics and building this language of mathematics, right? So this is really a language course, more or less, okay? But just like with anything, if you want to be good, if you want to be good at something, what do you have to do?
Practice it.
What was it?
Practice.
Practice. Practice makes what?
Perfect.
Absolutely not, right? Because if practice makes perfect, then what happens? That means we don't have to practice anymore. But what happens if we stop practicing? What happens? The skill goes where?
Down.
Down, right? So practice makes improvement, right? So if we want to be good at anything, we have to do it continually over and over and over. So this is the same thing. If we want to be good at mathematics, we have to practice continually over and over. So how do we practice math? By doing what? Our what? Begins with an H.
Homework.
Homework, right? So, you know, that's how we're going to learn. So practice makes improvement. And, you know, you just have to do a lot of reps to get good at it. So what you see on this slide, this is the information on how to access my office hours. My office hours are Monday and Wednesday, 7:30 to 9:30 in the morning, and then Tuesday, Thursday, 7:30 to 8. I'm pretty sure that Zoom link does not work because I've been getting feedback that it's just not working properly. But the way you access Zoom now, it should be the same going forward, right? So you can put in the personal meeting ID, you know, just email me. You can also call my office phone that gets forwarded to my phone so that those calls get through. And I plan on being logged into Zoom and you can just log in during those times. We also have tutors, okay? Tutors are available and things of that nature. Are there any questions? Anybody have any questions up to now? No?
How do we use Box?
Box, okay. So what Box is, for instance, when I go to do a lecture, I'm going to be using my iPad, and then anything that you see me write on the screen, I'm going to load a PDF into that Box link, right? So if you can actually click on that Box link now, and you'll see like the syllabus, you'll see some old notes, you'll see handouts and things of that nature. But when I go to share whatever we do together, I'm going to load it there, and that's just the easiest way for me to load it. Okay? All right. Other questions before we go forward? So we have these student objectives. They will kind of, let me kind of post this again because I still have people joining over here. So these will kind of naturally come out. We will kind of go through these, but for right now, I'm going to let you read through that on your own. So let's talk about the materials really quickly by a show of hands. How many people have their, hang on, I'm going to have to stop sharing, admit. By show of hands, how many people already have their book? Wes, are you there? I got to figure out who this Wes is because they have not been here. Jala Howard, are you there? And I know that Wes is not, where's the other
Excuse me, Mr. Pfeiffer.
Pardon? Yes.
My power went out.
It's no worries. Who's speaking?
This is Joshua. My power just went out.
It's no worries. Just gonna be here so I can see you.
All right, I got you.
Screen again. And at the end, we just need to make sure that, you know, we probably got to go through the attendance again and make sure you got attendance credit. Everybody has attendance credit. So yeah, really quickly again, by show of hands, how many people have their book? Okay. Jala or Russell, you have your books? Connecting to audio, Jala? You have your book?
No, I don't have it yet.
Okay, I got to see your video.
Oh, sorry.
You have a question? Is there a question? No. Oh. No. So another thing, I do plan on monitoring the chat. Let me go ahead and open that up. So as we kind of go, you can actually type your questions into the chat. Let's see if I can get that to open. File, show. I can't see it right now. Yep. But I do plan on monitoring the chat, so like you can like type your questions into there, and we'll try to get them addressed as they populate. Okay. So you don't have to wait for me. You can like type it in there, and I'll keep an eye on the chat. Okay. So we have our books. I am going to be doing like honestly now I know it says optional, and if you're not comfortable with Pearson, we can talk about a workaround. But honestly, all of my homework, all of my quizzes, all of my exams is already in Pearson. And honestly, the homework and quizzes for the entire quarter are already loaded. You can actually get ahead. But the main thing is you got to pay attention to the deadlines for those assignments, right? So they're there. And I plan on using it for the exams. But for the exam, for instance, so the way the schedule is going to go, this week we have quiz. For week 1, we have a quiz. But then at the end of week 2, we have exam 1. And then the following week is the quiz, and then it goes exam, and then quiz and exam. And we pretty much follow that pattern all the way until the end. And so the homework and the quizzes for the entire quarter are already loaded, but the exam, for instance, it won't be open until like next Wednesday, and it'll be due that Saturday. All assignments are due on a weekly basis, Saturday, essentially at midnight, 11:59 p.m. You can actually work on assignments past the due date, but I loaded a 10% late penalty for anything submitted past the deadline. But you can get ahead. You can watch my lectures to get ahead. You can ask me questions. I mean, you have a lot of tools. Let me see if I can. Try to figure out how to get names to show. I'll figure it out later. Let's see what else. And we'll talk about how to access momentarily. People are still joining. Okay, so let me stop sharing. Admit all. Okay, Wes is trying to connect. Okay, so let's share the screen. Let's go back to this. Share. Okay. Are there any questions so far? So again, I'll go through in a moment on how to access Pearson. It is free. So the way it goes is like when you're registering, there's going to be a part where it prompts you for an access code. At that part, that's where at the bottom of that screen, it says get 14 days of temporary access. You want to click on that. As long as you're submitting any assignments on Pearson for me, whether your account is active or inactive, I can actually pull your scores, right? So even if your account becomes deactive, no need to fret, it's already saved. I can actually see it and I can pull it. So once you submit it, it's there, you know, because I've figured that out, so it's actually there. And so what's going to happen is after 2 weeks, you're going to have to create a new account with a different email, and then you can just keep working. So I can see all of your work for the whole time that you're with me. And then I'll export your grades into Moodle and things of that nature. Are there any questions up until this point? Okay.
Yeah, wait.
Go ahead.
Never mind.
All right. Let's see. So we'll talk about how to access Pearson. We talked about my YouTube channel. So again, you want to go ahead and subscribe and turn on your notifications. Grading Rationale. What percent, tell me about the percentages that you see. So like what percent is the homework worth?
10.
And the quizzes?
10.
And then the test are?
60.
And the final is?
20.
If we have 3 exams, what percent does each exam weigh?
80.
So the exams total 60%. We have 3 exams. Each exam has what weight? What's 60 divided by?
180.
Divided by 6 divided by 3.
2.
So 20, right? Let me see. So each exam 20%. That's not it. There it is. Okay. Yeah, I'm just trying to keep my chat window open in case you guys want to use it. Yeah. So again, we talked about the rhythm, right? The first week is a quiz. The end of week 2 is exam 1. It's over sections 1-1 to 1-4. And then week 3 is a quiz. And then week 4 is exam 2, so on and so on. Those details are on Moodle. Okay. Any questions? So 90s are A's, 80s are B's. Officially passing the course is a C. What percent do we need to officially pass?
70.
70, right?
75.
70.
Okay.
70. Mm-hmm. So we're going to target the A. We might get an A. We have a greater chance of falling into the B or the C range. But if we target C, that's going to be too low. It's a good chance we could fall below. All right? So we want to target for the A. If you need special accommodations, you just want to kind of basically send an email to the email that you see on the screen. Man, people are like gone. I got 1, 2, 3. I got to see my faces. All right. All right. But yeah, if you need accommodations, you want to send an email there, and we'll make sure that you're accommodated as needed. So this following page is how to register for Pearson. So I think I'm gonna take some time today to go ahead and get as many people registered for Pearson for free before we get out of here. So let me see. Just watching the clock. Yeah. So again, this page is in the syllabus on Moodle. You can actually follow these instructions. Just when you're prompted to pay, right here it says get temporary access. So you don't have to pay. You can get temporary access right there. Okay. Or to get your 14 days. So we'll try to get people set up there. As far as attendance, okay. So now attendance credit, again, I got to see your faces. I'm going kind of light today, but I'm going to start like pulling back attendance credit. So you got to be present and accounted for. I got like 1, 2, 3, 4 screens where I can't see anybody. So I got to see your face. So like that means no sleeping, okay? You know, all these kind of things. You got to be engaged. But we're going to treat it like as if we're in class. So what that means is like, 3 unexcused absences. Then on the 4th unexcused absence, then we're going to be withdrawn. We don't want to be dealing with that. Okay, are there any questions about anything?
You said Pearson is in Moodle?
Pearson is on the syllabus, and the syllabus is in Moodle.
All right.
Yeah. So we're going to actually take some time now to kind of walk through that. This last page of the syllabus, it's just a document saying that you've gone through the syllabus, you understand what's expected of you out of the course, and that you'll abide by the rules of the course. So if you can fill this out electronically, that's fine. I will post it's a link into Moodle for you to load this file. I just need this last page of the syllabus where you fill it out. So on that first line, you would print your name and then print your name, sign your name, put your student email and the date. I'll make a Dropbox in Moodle where you can load that file, load that PDF. Okay. So if the time is 2:44, we got a little less than an hour. For the next maybe 10 or 15 minutes, what I want to do, I want to give you all an opportunity to go ahead and register for Pearson. Okay. So if you go to, you can actually do a Google search for. Matter of fact, I'll put the link in the chat window. So let's do like this. Let's go to Pearson. Nope, that's not Pearson. Yeah, this one. Let me copy. So here is the link for Pearson. And then you can follow the instructions that are on. Just follow the instructions. You want to click on register as a student. Honestly, you can use whatever email that you check because it's gonna lock you out after 2 weeks unless you buy the full version. And then you can just follow the course ID. I'll go ahead and put that as well. The course ID 95938. going to be 95, 93. There it is, 95 and 93 eighths. Okay. So that's the course ID. So yeah, you can click on the link, click on register as a student, and I guess I'll just monitor on my end. When I get about a good amount of people registered, you know, and again, when it prompts you for an access code, at the bottom of the screen, it'll say get 14 days of temporary access. You want to use that link. And so then you should be able to see your assignments. You can see everything except for the exams, along with the deadlines. So I want to give you like a few minutes to log into that. And actually, I'm not going to worry about this just yet. I'll monitor it over here. Paste this. Okay. So let me see. I think I'm going to go ahead and do the first lecture. Did you all have any questions? Are you all able to like access that kind of stuff? Okay.
Where did you send the link?
It's in the chat for Zoom. It's in the Zoom group chat.
Do you want us to use our GNC email?
It's not gonna matter because in a couple of weeks it's gonna kick out that email and ask you to do it. You're gonna have to create another one with a different email.
Okay.
So for that you can use whatever email you like. Yeah. I'll give everybody.
It'll pop up in my chat.
Yes. There's another one. Is there a question?
I don't see the link in the chat.
Yeah, it didn't pop up.
Yeah, I don't see it either.
Neither do I.
Oh, in the waiting room. Okay. In the meeting. Are there people sitting in the waiting room? Let me go check.
I see the link.
Doesn't look like anybody is there.
Are we supposed to make up a username?
Yeah, your username, you want it to be something that you can remember. Like the first part of your email or something of that nature. Like first name, last name, something like that. Let me go here. If I go to box. Let's see. Now, this is the 2 p.m. Let's go to note. Let's see. We don't have a copy. No, it's here. Okay. So if there aren't any other questions on how to register for Pearson, I'm going to go ahead and load. Did I cancel it?
It's asking for a course ID.
The course. Let's go to eligibility. New note. Give me just a moment. This is what 2 p.m.
It's Pfeiffer 95938.
95938.
Yeah.
Thank you. Let me see, where's my chat window? Cipher 95938. Oh, that's the wrong person. Like this one. 95938. Okay. 2 p.m. Let's go back. Let's import. Okay, any other questions about Pearson before I kind of get into the lecture for today? So this.
I have one.
Yes.
Oh. I'm in the part where it has access code and then it has a lot of books underneath, but beside it is saying basically money to pay for it.
You might have to go back to the previous page, but at the bottom, either at the bottom of that page or at the bottom of the previous page, there's a link that says get 14 days of temporary access. And that's what you want. Is it on that page or the previous page?
The other page.
Okay. So, all right. So what we're going to do, we're going to go ahead and get into today's lecture. And this will pretty much be like the format from here all the way through to the end. This is the main format anyway, as far as my delivery style. You should be able to see the whiteboard, okay? And we're going to start with chapter 1. So again, let's kind of be ready for exam 1 at the end of week 2, only over the first 4 sections, 1-1 through 1-4, okay? So today, let me see, I'm just watching the clock. So we'll take some time to start chapter 1. And again, if we ever run out of time or any kind of hiccup, all of these lectures, it's the same information. It's on my YouTube channel, right? It's pre-recorded and it's loaded there. All right. So we're going to start off with section 1-1, linear equations, and just go through like some basic terminology, linear equations, identities, contradictions, and conditional equations, and then solving for a specified variable. All right, so here we have some equations. Can I get someone to read this slide for me? And also these slides are on Moodle. What's a good idea? I mean, honestly, like you just want to try to get as far ahead as you can. Okay. Can I get someone to read this one? I'm going to start picking on somebody. Let's see.
An equation is a statement that 2 expressions are equal. X plus 2 equals 9. 11x equals 5x plus 6x. X squared minus 2x minus 1 equals 0. To solve an equation means to find all numbers that make the equation a true statement. These numbers are the solutions or roots of the equation. A number that is a solution of an equation is said to satisfy the equation, and the solution of an equation make up its solution set. Equations with the same solution sets are, that's where it ends on the screen.
Equivalent equation. Okay, let's see. What's the difference between what's the difference between an equation and an algebraic expression? Like what symbol distinguish? Oh, they got colors now? Oh, that's interesting. Okay, cool. Sorry, I just saw an update. Okay, so what makes these the equations versus an algebraic expression? What symbol?
Isn't it the equal sign?
Yeah, the equal sign, right? So an equation has an equal sign, and algebraic expression doesn't. With an equation, can we solve an equation or can we simplify an equation?
Simplify.
So if we're simplifying equations, then what do we do with expressions? Do we solve expressions or do we simplify expressions?
We simplify expressions and solve equations.
Yeah, right. So like equations, if it can be solved, we solve equations. Expressions, we simplify. So what that means is like if we can solve the equation, like it typically gets to something like x equals 2 or x equals some number, we'll get a solution. For a number to be a solution, we plug it back into the original, and it should make it true. Okay, let's see what else. Okay, So now we're going to introduce this first property, and these couple of properties, we're going to be using these pretty much like all of our academic career, right? So the first one is the addition property of equality. Can I get someone to read this slide? Like, say your last name so I know who it is, and then let's read the slide.
I'll read it.
What's your last name?
Evans.
It's Evans, okay.
Addition and multiplication, properties of equality. Let A, B, and C represent real numbers. If A equals B, then A plus C equals B plus C. That is, the same number may be added to each side of an equation without changing the solution set.
Okay. So can somebody explain this slide in their own words? Like, what did we do? We had A equals B, and then in the next part, we had A plus C equals B plus C. So what did we do to both sides of the equal sign?
You substitute?
We didn't substitute. What property is this?
It's not the solution.
What property are we introducing? What does it say in the title?
Addition and multiplication.
All right, so this is the addition property of equality. So what did we do to both sides of the equal sign here? We have this. What did we do to both sides?
You add C.
We added the same thing to both sides, right? So the addition property of equality, it says that we can add the same thing to both sides of the equal sign. We added the same thing to both sides, and it'll preserve equality, right? So if we have an addition property of equality, what do you think is the next property of equality we can discuss?
Subtraction and division.
Okay. So let's start with subtraction, right? Is subtraction different or the same as addition in this context? So for instance, what I mean by that, say we have 5 minus 3, right? Can you write 5 minus 3 as addition? 5 minus 3 is the same as what? 5 plus what?
5 plus negative 3.
Yeah, 5 plus negative 3, right? So if we have 5 minus 3, so essentially in this context, subtraction is the same as addition. So we can rewrite subtraction as addition. So the addition property of equality actually holds for subtraction as well. So now if we've covered addition and subtraction, what else can we talk about? What other kind of equality?
Multiplication and division.
Multiplication and division, all right? So let's go to the next slide. Can I get someone to read this slide?
Addition and multiplication properties of equality. Let A, B, and C represent real numbers. If A equals B and C is equal opposite to 0, then AC equals BC. That is, each side of an equation may be multiplied by the same non-zero number without changing the solution set.
So this symbol, this is when you see a symbol in math with a slash through it like that, it just means not. So this symbol here means not equal to. So as long as C is not equal to 0, then this property holds, right? So if the addition property means we can add the same thing to either side and preserve equality, what does this multiplication property say that we can do?
Divide?
If addition means we can add the same thing to both sides, the multiplication property is saying that we can
multiply the same things.
The same non-zero real number to both sides and preserve equality. So as long as we're not multiplying by 0, we can multiply both sides. Now, again, provided that that number is not 0, can we express division as multiplication, like we did with subtraction? For instance, 4 divided by 2 is the same as 4 times what number? So 4 divided by 2 is the same as 4 times a half. So dividing by a whole number is the same as multiplying by the reciprocal, right? So as long as that number is not 0, we can express division as multiplication. Okay? So this notion of doing the opposites, like we can add the same thing and preserve equality, and we can multiply the same non-zero and preserve equality. We're going to be using those for a while, all the way through. I mean, for a really, really long time. I mean, I'm talking like years. So on this slide, we have linear equations in one variable. This is an equation that can be written in this form: ax plus b equal to 0, where a and b are real numbers, where the leading coefficient is not 0. Where have you seen something like this before? Like this is similar to y equals what? M what?
X plus B.
Yeah. So if we say y equals mx plus b, what is that? What is the m? What is the m?
The rise.
Yeah, like the rise over y, right? That's a slope. So in y equals mx plus b, let me write it out here. So in y equals mx plus b, the m is the slope. Can somebody tell me what is the b?
Y-intercept.
The y-intercept, right? So that's the same thing here. In this context, the a is our slope and the b is our y-intercept, where it crosses the y-axis. So these are some examples of linear equations, okay? A linear equation is also called a first degree equation. What do we mean by first degree? For instance, can you tell me the exponent on the x right here?
It's 1.
The exponent. What is that again?
1.
1.
1, right? What's the exponent on this x?
1.
So notice with all of these linear equations, the highest exponent is 1, right? So that's what makes them linear. So if we look at this one on the far right, bottom right, what's the highest exponent on any variable?
2.
2.
So then what kind of equation is that? It begins with a Q.
Non-linear.
It is a quadratic, right? Can you tell me the shape of a quadratic? If we were to graph it? What letter of the alphabet does it look like? The graph, the shape, another way you can articulate it, it begins with the word begins with the P, is another word.
Perpendicular?
Not perpendicular.
Polygraph.
Parabola, right? So it looks like it's a U-shaped graph. If we were to graph the quadratic, it would make
A U.
Yeah, it's a U-shaped graph. It would create a parabola, a U-shaped graph, and typically it opens either up or down, right? This one, we have 1 divided by x. Anybody know how to rewrite this 1 divided by x as an exponent? So 1 divided by x is the same as x to what power? Anybody know that one?
-1.
Oh, who said that?
Me.
Who's me?
Marshall.
I gotta see your hand. Where are you? Like this. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's awesome, right? Because I hear a voice, I don't know who's talking. Yeah, so 1 over x is the same as x to the -1, right? So negative exponent forces it to the denominator. Can anybody tell me if we have the square root of x, how to write that as an exponent as well? X to what power? So that was
No.
No, that's okay. So I mean, we'll talk about these as they arise, but this one would be x to the power of a half. Okay. But don't worry about that right now. We'll come back to that. Let me see the time. Okay. Let me see. I know you don't have boards. If I can get y'all. Are you able to? Can y'all write? Oh, is it not sharing? No, it is sharing. Can y'all write on the screen at all? You can? Okay. I don't know how many people can. Somebody was able to. Okay, so let's do this. Anybody here? Let me do this real quick. Get a copy. Yes. Let's pop this there. There. All right. So we're gonna try something. I don't know how it's gonna work because I'm pretty figuring out on a. I don't know. I don't know what kind of device. Anybody want to give this a go at working it out? Are you? What kind of devices are you all on?
I'm on iPhone.
I'm on my phone.
Laptop.
Yeah, I'm on the laptop also.
Okay.
I'm on laptop.
If you feel like you can do it, Or if you want to walk me through it, can somebody either like write on the screen and walk us through this example, or if you want to just walk me through it and tell me what to write, we can do that as well.
Can I tell you what to write unless someone else wants to go?
Yeah, you can walk me through it. What color are you feeling? Give me a color.
Red.
Red, power color. All right, so Miss Sales, all right?
Yes.
I don't know why your name shows, maybe it's the whoever's speaking is the name that shows. Okay, so Miss Sales. Okay, so, and let's do this really quickly. Let's go paper, let's get some graphics. Okay, so walk me through this. What is the first thing that you see that you would do?
The first thing I do is distribute.
Right, we want to distribute value, right?
Yes.
And then what else?
Do you want me to tell you what that would be, or just keep going?
Yeah, just keep going.
Okay, and then I would distribute it. No, I would make sure that this negative sign in front of the x is distributed to the x and the 5. So that would be negative x and negative 5.
Okay, so I heard distribute the negative as well. So here we want to distribute, okay? So then after we do these distributes, what do we get?
You get 6x
6x
minus 12 equals negative 7x
7 minus
35. Yeah. Oh, it's negative 7 minus x minus 35. Right.
You're not, okay, so we're not distributing a negative 7, we're distributing a negative 1. There's an implied negative 1 like here. There's a 1 there. You see it?
Okay, yeah.
We're distributing a negative 1. So that's going to be negative x and a negative 5. Is that okay? Okay. So if we get this line, then what's next?
Like terms, I guess.
Like terms, right? If we look at the left-hand side, if we're on the left, are there any like terms here?
No.
No like terms, right? So we're just going to bring that down. What are the like terms on the right?
7 and 5.
7 with the 5. Okay, so these are like terms. Okay, so if we combine those, what happens? 7 minus 5?
That would be 2. So 2 minus x, basically.
So then what's next at this point?
You bring negative 2 over to the right side and negative x over and switch the signs.
Okay, yeah, so we want to isolate the variable. Let's move the variable first, okay? So, because sometimes they cancel and that has a meaning. So if we're going to isolate our variable, which one are we going to move first?
Isolate variable, x.
Which one, the 6x or the negative x?
Negative x.
Okay. So if we're going to move the negative x, what's the inverse operation? If we have negative x, what's the inverse operation?
Plus x.
Pardon?
Plus x.
So we're going to add x on both sides, right? Plus x and plus x. Okay. So then if we do this, a number plus its opposite, what do those add up to on the right-hand side? What do these add up to?
A 1.
Try again. A number plus its opposite adds to
0.
Oh,
0.
yeah.
Right? So then the 2 just comes down, the 0's behind it. 6 plus 1 gives us 7x, right? And then I think the 2 comes down. Is this okay?
The 2 was a 12.
Oh, that was a 12. I was about to say, I was like, something didn't look right. Okay.
Yeah.
So what's next?
Move the 12 over.
How do you move the 12?
Switch the signs up.
Okay, yeah, the inverse operation, right? So since we're subtracting 12, the inverse operation is adding 12 on both sides. Okay. These add up to 0. Yes. The equal sign comes down. The 7x just comes down. And 12 plus 2 is 14. So then what? So if we have 7 times x, And we want to isolate the variable. What's the inverse operation for multiplication?
Division.
Division, right? So we're going to divide both sides by
7.
Okay. So then when we do this, x equals what? 2. Okay. What does this mean for x equal? What does that mean for x to equal 2? What does that mean in the context of the original?
Is this where you would substitute, or is that incorrect?
Mm-hmm.
It is. So that means that if x is 2, that makes that 4.
Okay. This becomes 4.
Which would be 4.
4 minus 4 is
0.
0. 3 times 0 is
0.
on
So
the left-hand side we get 0. On the right, 2 plus 5 is
7.
7 minus 7 is
0.
Is 0 equal to 0?
Yes.
Okay, are there any questions about what we did there? Okay. So it doesn't always take that long. It doesn't take that long typically, but we just did that kind of like for instruction purposes or introductory purposes. They go a lot faster. Right? It'll go fast. Okay. All right, let's do another one. I think I'm gonna do the next one though, just for the sake of time. Let me see. We're almost out of time. Okay, I'm gonna try this one. So let's get a copy. So again, all of these examples are already on my YouTube. You can actually watch them and get ahead. And it's actually a good idea to get ahead if you're able to. Because you just don't want you don't want to be behind, because that happens very easily with a subject like mathematics. So just be careful about that. Okay, so let's give this one a go. Come on. Okay. So here, we're asked to solve. All right. So usually with something like this, I like to start by getting a copy of the original. We got this 2x plus 4, 3, 1 by 2x, 1 by 4x, 7 by 3. Okay. Does anybody know a technique for clearing out the fractions? Like, is it Miss Benson? What technique do you have?
You find the LCM of the denominator.
Right, the least common multiple. What's another way, instead of saying the least common multiple of the denominators, it's also articulated as what the least common denominator, right? But what you said is actually correct. Do you have the least common multiple of the denominators? Ms. Benson, what color are you feeling?
Right. Right.
Gray?
Yes, sir.
So you said, I'm going to say the least common denominator. Do you have the LCD of these denominators?
12.
How did you get 12?
Well, okay, so I made a chart with all the numbers in it, excluding the ones that repeat. So that would be 2, 3, and 4.
Mm-hmm.
Then I find which number can multiply each one without a remainder.
Okay, yeah, that's exactly it. Like, so you can actually do a YouTube search on how to find the least common denominator, the LCD. And basically what you described is a technique that I'm gonna, like, that's what I use, right? So like, for instance, what I found on YouTube a long, long time ago, if you take the largest denominator, like you said, the 4, ask yourself, okay, is 4 a multiple of 3, yes or no? It's no, right? So then what's 4 times 2?
8.
8. Is 8 a multiple of 3?
No.
No. So let's multiply by 3. 4 times 3 is 12. Is 12 a multiple of 3?
Yes.
Is 12 a multiple of 2?
Yes.
Is 12 a multiple of 4?
Yes.
And is 12 a multiple of 3?
Yes.
So that's why 12. That's another technique for finding the least common denominator. Okay. I want to choose something a little bit darker though. I'm going to choose this color because I just can't see it. Style. Okay. So then, what we're going to do, we're going to take that LCD and we're going to say the entire left-hand side by that number and the entire right-hand side multiplied by that number, right? In this fashion, what is this technique? What do these arrows mean that I'm drawing? What is that called? Pardon?
To distribute the 12 for both.
Right. So we want to distribute the 12. Let me get a copy of what we need. Okay, I'm missing the 4.
I have a quick question.
Yeah.
Would it be possible for us, would it be going the right route if we did 3 times, we just put whatever it was, like 3 times, 3 times 4 and then 2 times 6 and then like that? Or you just do 12 the whole way?
Like a common denominator?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's essentially what I'm doing, but I'm using the technique that's trying to clear out the fractions.
Okay, okay.
So let's what you said sounded okay. Like I'm not gonna tell you you can't do that. It sounded okay. But so now what we're doing, we're essentially saying this times 12, this times 12, this times 12, and essentially that times 12. Right? So if we said 12 divided by 3, undo. Let's just go like this. Copy, paste. I'm gonna get rid of what I don't need. So I don't need any of this. That can go, that can go, that can go. Okay. So for instance, if we said 12 divided by 3, what result do we get?
4.
4, right? So we're gonna say 4 times the top part. 12 divided by 2?
6.
Then so we're gonna say 6 times the top part. 12 divided by 4?
3.
So 3 times the top part. 12 divided by 3?
4.
We're gonna say 4 times the top part. So at this point, this is gonna be an equivalent equation, but there's no longer any fractions remaining. So we were able to successfully clear our fractions, okay? We were able to successfully clear our fractions. And so now this is similar to the question that we were working before. Okay, I'm gonna try to wrap it up because we only got about 10 minutes left. So then from here, we can distribute. I think that's the only one. So we'll get 4 times 2 is 8x, 16, 6x, 3x, and 28. Okay. What's the technique that we use here?
Group like terms.
Combine like terms. 6 and 8 is what, 14. Can't write today. 14x plus 16 equals 3x minus 28. Next, we want to use the additive property of equality. So we want to isolate our variable, right? So what can we do to both sides to isolate the variable?
You can subtract 16 from both sides.
And that's perfectly fine. What you said is correct. But the suggestion is let's move the variable first. If we're going to move the variable, how are we going to do that?
You can subtract 3x from both sides.
So if we subtract 3x from both sides, okay, that's 0. 14 minus 3?
11.
Okay. Let's get some more space. And add a page. Okay. So now we've isolated the variable. Let's get move things away from the variable further. What are we going to move next? Okay.
Subtract 16 from
So
both
inverse
sides.
operation, we're going to subtract 16 from both sides. Okay. So then these add to 0. The equal sign comes down. The 11x comes down. What's a negative 28 plus negative 16? 34. If we have 11 times x, what's the inverse operation?
11 divided by 11, and then 11, negative 44 divided by 11.
We're going to divide both sides by 11, and we get x equals, what is that, negative 4. Okay. So what we're saying is that if x equals negative 4, what this means that if we plug that negative 4 into the original, it should make the original true, right? So if we plug that negative 4 into the original, it should make it true. I'm going to leave this as an exercise for you all to check, okay? Let me see. Okay, we only got a few minutes. I only want to keep you for a few more minutes. Let me kind of go through this and see if there's anything that's pertinent. Let me do this really quickly. Someone has a question? Lower hand, raise hand. Okay. If you have a question, you just stop me and we can talk about it. Okay. I'll put this here. Get rid of this page. Okay. I'm going to try to wrap it up. Let me see. So I'll leave that check as an exercise for you all. Okay. Oh yeah, let me mention this. Actually, we're about out of time. So, okay, really quickly, like if we solve this one, right? If we solve this, we would get 3x plus 3 equals 3x plus 3. We can subtract everything out. Eventually, we're going to get to 0 equals 0. So notice in this example, all the variables cancel out, and we finish with a true statement. That's called an identity. That means that any real number is going to work in the original, right? But then this one, if we solve, we're going to get something like x equals 2. So then that means that only, you know, this is true based on the condition that x equals a finite number. Like, you know, it doesn't go on forever. So then that means this is an example of a conditional equation. And then this one, if we solve, we're going to finish with 0 equals 1. Is it true that 0 equals 1?
No.
No, that's false, right? So in an example where the variables cancel and we finish with a false statement, that's called a contradiction, okay? You might have to watch the videos I had from previous semesters to get more detail there. So this example, you know, all you would have to do is solve the equation, and then based on the answer that you get, you want to identify it as either identity, conditional, or contradiction, okay? I'm going to leave that as an exercise. I'm going to have to leave that as an exercise. This is solving a formula for a specified variable. When you work through these, all it is, for instance, if we have I equals PRT, and it asks us to solve for T, we want to imagine that T is our variable and treat the other variables, treat the other letters as like numbers. So for instance, if we had, if I write the following, if we had 10 equals 2x, how would you solve this equation? What would you do to both sides?
Divide.
Divide both sides by
2.
2, right? So if, as long as you don't solve, you'll get x equals 10 divided by 2, all right? So the same way we solve this purple and blue, we actually do the same thing on this other one. If we have I equals PRT, where the purple are just numbers and T is our variable, then to solve for the blue, we just divide both sides by the purple. So we're going to divide both sides like this. And that's where this comes from. So when solving for a variable, you treat the one variable, you treat the indicated letter as a variable, like as x, And you treat the other letters like numbers, right? And then you work it in the same fashion. I'm gonna have to redirect you to my YouTube video for that explanation a little bit deeper. I think I'm gonna have to leave the rest of this as an exercise. Okay. So you definitely wanna just go through the YouTube. But you should be able to do the homework for section 1.1. It is loaded on Pearson. We tried to take some time today to get as many people registered for Pearson as we could. I know there's a little intense. I got sleepy myself. I wanted to like get up and eat, but I was like, well, we were almost out of time. So that's, I just kind of let it ride out. As we kind of go forward, I want you to kind of be thinking about, kind of be ready to like pick a topic and present it some way. So like maybe in like week 3, I want to give people an opportunity to present that topic for that week, right? And so some of the ways that we could present, we could do, like students have done Kahoot, or they're like these games that you can make. So like you would pick a topic, do a quick little presentation. You could even make a YouTube video for the whole presentation. And then, you know, some kind of way to engage us. Like, so either a game, or you can even tell it like a story, any kind of creative way that you can present this topic where we're not so like this, you know, but you can get us all more involved. I've had some really interesting ways that students have presented this stuff in the past. So just kind of be thinking about that. We'll probably talk about it coming after exam 1, okay? Did anyone want to ask any questions? I know that was a little bit intense. Anyone want to ask any questions before we kind of, I see I kind of pulled that whole Mortal Kombat finish him. Some people are just like floored. I'm right there with you. Like, you know, I did kind of like not try to bring it to life because we were kind of out of time. Is there a question? Someone has a question? Ms. Sales, you have a question?
I get everything. It's just in terms of Pearson, what is that whole thing for? What is that for?
So we're going to use Pearson for homework, quizzes, and exams.
Oh.
Yeah. So I went on and loaded the homework and quizzes. That stuff, I went on and loaded it for the entire quarter. I just felt like once you got the rhythm of it, if you want to get ahead, the videos are loaded for the entire quarter on the channel. So I just wanted to give people a chance to get ahead if they wanted to get ahead. I'm going to go ahead. So the stuff that you saw me writing, I'm going to load it into that box link. Let me see. This is here. College algebra. This means at 2. And we want to put it into the notes right there. And export, okay? So all the notes you saw me writing, I'm loading the PDF as we speak, and you can access the box when Moodle. Let me stop sharing. We can go back to this screen. Okay, did you all want to ask, were there any other questions? Okay, so, you know, again, that's about the gist of the rhythm, about how I typically do things. Yeah, you just have to do the best you can, okay? I'm available if you have questions. Pearson has a lot of support. You have the view an example, question help, ask my instructor. We have tutors. You've already paid for tutors, okay? I don't know if you all want to try to exchange y'all's contacts somehow. And I know sometimes you group me. I don't know if y'all still do that or not. But you have a ton of resources. And honestly, your most valuable resource is going to be your classmates. Because I've noticed that the way I explain or my energy, it's kind of intimidating to students. And so it kind of stifles the learning process. But when I encourage you all to kind of work together as best you can, because I know we got a social distance, definitely take advantage of the tutor. You've already paid the tutor. It's part of your tuition. Right? So you have tutors, go ahead and take advantage of it. We have a free workaround in Pearson. Pearson honestly explains how to do each and every question. When you open up the homework, the question help, get a view an example. Let me see. Participants. You have this option for view an example. Honestly, Pearson typically explains just about every homework question. There's an explanation attached to it. So with Pearson, your classmates, the tutor, and me, I mean, you have support. You just have to take advantage of it. You know, we can't force the support. Did anybody else want to ask any questions before we part ways? Okay, we were able to honor the time. Okay, lovely people. I know we did the best that we could. Okay. Did anybody not get attendance credit for today? Did everybody get attendance credit? Okay. I think it might be some people over here. Okay, if you got attendance credit, I will see you next time. So today is Monday. I think we do meet Wednesday on Collaborate/Zoom. We're going to come back to Zoom. And Friday, we still need to do a Zoom session. Okay, so it is remote, but we'll be back here. Try to get ahead as best you can. I think that'll help. Okay. All right, lovely people. I'll see you next time. Peace.